Hello, this is Angelo with your Project Next Accelerator Bonus, and this is Digital Growth Masterclass number 9. So, last week we talked about perspective and how important it is to shift your perspective to a more serving one so that you can acknowledge the journey that you've gone up until now. You can acknowledge that even though you may be challenged right now in your life, there are many bigger challenges that you have avoided, you have steered away from during the journey of your life and so on. And of course, to shift your perspective to the point that you truly believe you can achieve what you want to achieve, even though you don't have all the answers right now. So, right now, I am about 6'3" or 192, right? So, let's take our perspective from this height to about 80 kilometers above the Earth or over 250,000 feet. Actually, 280,000 feet because this is where Richard Branson and his crew went last Sunday with a Unity 22 flight of Virgin Galactic. And I'm sure that in a few days' time, Jeff Bezos will be doing something similar. So, my point is that if you look the Earth from above, from this height, even from a regular airplane, you see a completely different set of things than what you see from your height, from where your eyes stand right now. And the point is that if you take your perspective that much higher, if you change your perspective from where you are right now to a such different kind of perspective, such outrageous, unreasonable shift in your perspective, then you're able to see solutions. You're able to see things that only the crazy ones see. And maybe you've watched the commercial of Apple, which is from the 80s, I think. Here's to the crazy ones, right? And I think it's Richard Dreyfuss's voice in the commercial. So here's to the crazy ones. This is my cry to you right now. It is time for you to be unreasonable and not having to justify every single shift in your mindset that you do, even, like as I've said many times before, you can go wherever you want with your mind. It is safe. It is safe to try things with your mind. Actually, I know that Thomas Edison and Henry Ford were doing this. This is something that could liberate, truly liberate your potential, because what you're doing right now, every time you're doing it, you're getting better at it, but at the same time, you're getting stuck into where you are. So when you shift your perspective as high as 280,000 feet above the Earth, and you see like your planet, somebody said, why pay hundreds of millions of dollars or euros or even billions? I don't know how the whole space industry, how much the expenditure is. And for a flight of a few minutes, or just to make a few millionaires or billionaires happy, for like 5 minutes and so on. And the thing is, this is a very short-sighted version of, let's say, a neutral perspective. And the thing is that you can see that these flights right now enable us to have technologies that we couldn't dream possible in like 10 years ago. For example, we might have flights from New York to Sydney for like, I don't know, 55 minutes. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine enabling yourself to virtually teleport yourself across the earth? Or even someday in the future to have, like Elon Musk says, to become a multi-planetary species. And this is not like I want to do it. Maybe we might have to do it for some reason that we don't know yet. Maybe an asteroid is coming, or maybe the resources are not enough for Right now we're about 8 billion people. If we become 12 or 15 billion people? Is it sustainable to live only on Earth? We don't have all these answers and we cannot project that much. What will happen? But as some crazy ones shift their mindset so far, some of these crazy ideas actually happen. And the initial technology can be used in a totally different way in the future. Sometimes this is for something that is, let's say, unwanted, like the nuclear energy which led to the nuclear bomb. But we're not here to judge how technology will be used. We're here to expand our mindsets so that we can deliver the biggest possible impact with the knowledge and the energy that we have. Because as you remember, knowledge is not enough. So you need to expand your mindset. You need to expand your vibration, and you're allowing to the point that you see that you have the maximum possible impact. So, for example, if you were just walking within 1 hour, you could walk like as far as 4 miles or 6 kilometers. And if you were with your car within 1 hour, maybe you could go about, I don't know, like 80 miles away from where you are, and so on. And the thing is, that the more you shift in terms of what your vehicle is, the further you can go. So how far can you go mentally so that you can unleash some of the ideas that will literally take your digital product to the next level and the next level and the next level? And this is what I want to leave you with the attitude of a space mindset, of the astronaut mindset. Whenever you exaggerate your goal, your destination, so as Norman Vincent Peale said, he used to say that if you shoot for the moon, even if you fail, you will end up among the stars. But let's make it more, let's say, tangible right now. Let's say your goal is to climb to the Everest. The Everest is like a worthwhile goal, a stretch for you right now, okay? To climb in terms of your sales or your impact with your digital product to Mount Everest. It is much easier to aim for the moon in order to land to Everest and than to actually trying to climb Mount Everest. Because then your destination is set in your mind as the furthest part. Let's give you another example. Let's forget about your digital product, forget about sales, forget about lead generation for a moment, forget about likes on your Facebook posts. Let us say that right now you're like 20 kilos overweight or 40 pounds overweight, something like that, 45 pounds overweight, and you want to lose that weight, you want to lose that fat, and you try this diet and the other diet and the other diet. There is a diet that is almost certain to succeed. And I know that the Olympic Games are coming up, and this is the Olympic game diet. So, if you make it your goal to go to and like to any of with any of the teams or like solo in the next Olympics in any of the games, right? You will definitely, you might not get there, okay? You might not get a medal, or you might finish last, or you might not be able to go to the Olympics. But for sure, your physique will be like nothing that you've had before. This is how important it is to stretch yourself with high-end goals, even though you do not actually mean to get them, even though you do not expect yourself to reach them, but you do it so that you can make your worthwhile goals more tangible, more realistic, more accessible. This is the difference maker. So, maybe as Virgin Galactic or Jeff Bezos' team with Blue Origin, right? Or Elon Musk with SpaceX, maybe it will be like decades before they actually realize what they have in their minds. But these technologies could help aviation shift their attitude and become, like more cost effective, or be ready for a shift in the services that they provide somehow. I don't know. But the point is, and even safer, of course, the point is, though, that every time you put yourself in a mental state that you are trying to achieve something that is outrageously further than what you had in mind, what you had in mind becomes like a piece of cake to you. And I've done this many times before in my life with goals that I thought were hard or nearly impossible to me, and I 10x these goals. And these goals that I had in the first place became like a piece of cake. So this is my point to you. Be one of the crazy ones. Play with your mind. Go much further than your thinking usually goes. If you are in the northern hemisphere and it is your vacation time right now, this is great news, right? Because you have the perfect moment to relax a bit and give yourself, as we were talking about Zen mode, give yourself the opportunity to see things from a completely different perspective and become, like go so far that what you want to achieve actually becomes much easier, much more tangible. Okay, so remember, we are working on the mindset because this is the 80%. You get a lot of value from Project Next. But the moment you truly believe you are at your financial destination with your next digital product, all the remaining answers, all the remaining pieces of the puzzle will magically, let's say, appear in front of you because you will be mentally and emotionally ripe. You will be at the certain frequency to achieve these goals. This is the difference maker. This is why so many people struggle, because they are trying to climb their Mount Everest. You can go mentally much further and make Mount Everest very accessible to you. This is the difference maker. Play mentally with much harder games and make your own game tangible, accessible. This is the difference maker. See you next week. Ciao, ciao.